two firemen are butt-fucking in a smoke-filled room. The fire chief walks in and says, "What in the hell is going on in here?" The one fireman stops thrusting, turns to the fire chief and says, "Sir, this man has smoke inhalation." The fire chief goes, "Smoke inhalation? Well, give him mouth to mouth." The man goes, "I did. How do you think this shit got started?"
Live from Casa de Clark in beautiful Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Promotional consideration paid for by Smith & Wesson, makers of quality firearms since 1852. It's 2017. Your president was elected by the Russians. Your stupid fucking economy is falling apart. The rape and pillage gangs are gathering at your door. You're gonna want a Smith & Wesson. Now, here's your host, the only vegetarian that only eats meat,
How you doing?
Matt Clark.
Hey, everybody. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Greetings, Internet, YouTube, children of all ages. It is I, your unemployed superhero, Matty Clark. It is the 12th of January, about noonish in the afternoon here in lovely Independence, Iowa, America's fame in the name. I am here in the Music Conservatory, JP Hunter D over the shoulder, Max the Wonder Dog, as always. Did not make a video on Wednesday. Wednesday was a messed up day. Won't say it was a bad day. It wasn't a good day. It was a crappy day. First of all, Pop lost his shit at the retirement home. Started screaming for smokes. Dad can't smoke anymore. My dad used to smoke like a steam engine when I was a kid. He had a stroke, went to the hospital, and actually, because of brain issues, forgot he smoked. And stopped smoking for a couple of years, and then one day woke up and started smoking again. Since he's been in the hospital over the last year or so, he's quit again, not remembering he quit, and was demanding them yesterday. I had to drive in actually to the retirement home and kind of calm Pop down a little bit. What a day yesterday was. Started doing some homework yesterday. I found out that we're having some issues getting Dad's Title 19 stuff for the retirement home through. So that's a mess. Just a lot of messes all happening at once. Long day yesterday. I talked to a company on Monday that seemed pretty, I won't say desperate, but they need people with my skill set. I was told I'd hear back from them on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I still haven't heard anything from them, or the one I went to Des Moines to interview with. That sucks. If I don't hear back from these two companies, that makes your unemployed superhero 0 for 7, which is not pretty. In anybody's, even in the major leagues, that's not pretty. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, I know. Max feels for me. At least I got Max. Friday's going to be a rough day, too. We're going to go talk to the lawyers to figure out what's going on with Dad's Title 19 stuff. And go from there. So I may not make a video Friday either, depending on how Friday goes. Just been a screwed up end of December, start to January, really. I'd hoped I'd be back to work by now. That hasn't happened. I'd hoped Dad's retirement home stuff would have been worked out by now. That hasn't happened. Just a lot of stuff. And I still sit here, your unemployed superhero. Which, in and of itself, isn't a very fun place to be, I'll tell you that much. But enough about me and my depressing pile of crap. Let's talk what's in the news. By the way, my classes have started again. Discrete mathematics really sucks, just so you know. Not a big fan. This really sucks, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. The news. I read an article online from CNN, believe it or not. Max is back. From CNN, believe it or not. Apparently, they did a little poll type thing. CNN, they did a little poll. And apparently, I have notes. 6 in 10 Americans, you should know that by now that I have notes over here. 6 in 10, if I look over here, I'm looking at notes, just so you know. Just to put us all on the same page. 6 out of 10 Americans, apparently, if they had an emergency where the bill for the emergency would be $500 or more, 6 in 10 Americans would have trouble coming up with the money to pay it. Think about it for a second. Go ahead and think. This is how I think about it. 6 in 10 Americans. Ouch. That hurts. Wow. I've learned to live frugal over the last 4 months. I've had to, by necessity. But I will say, if a $500 bill came up tomorrow, I don't know what the hell I would do. According to my notes, according to CNN, anyway, that's where I got this information from. I don't do stats. I don't talk to people. You noticed that. This is a one-way conversation. If I got to talk to people, they may actually talk back, and that's just painful. I was just going to go off on human beings in general, but I've done it before. You've heard it before. We're going to move on. According to the stats, anyway, 41% of adult Americans have said that they might have enough to cover a surprise bill of that magnitude, which isn't exactly 6 in 10, but who's good at math anyway? A little more than 20% said they could put it on a credit card, while 20% said they'd cut their spending to reach it, and 11% would beg family and friends. That's terrifying if you think about it. Because really, if your car broke down, God forbid in this weather you had issues with your house, I know I probably couldn't handle a $500 bill right now. Not working as it is. That's a big problem. I don't see any solutions for it coming in the near future. I don't see this administration fixing that problem anyway. I think the problem is that life has become so complex in our society. Technology has become so ingrained in our lives. This is the hand gesture for ingrained, by the way. That technology costs money because technology is based on materials, and the people who own said materials want money for those materials. It's that whole checks and balances, profit loss kind of thing. Cell phones, your car. Your car is pretty much an engine attached to a computer anymore. So if your car breaks down, getting anything, they don't fix cars pretty much anymore. They just replace the parts, and those parts cost money because there's technology in them. I'm trying to explain this. I'm not a car guy, but so much technology has ingrained itself. Well, I'm doing this on my phone, by the way. If you don't know, I'm actually recording this video on an iPad phone. An iPhone 7. Not 7, a 6. The long one. The 6S, whatever it's called. Because so much technology is ingrained in everything we do, everything I think is more expensive. Technology is a beautiful thing. It's just when it breaks, that's bad, because there's no repairing it. You basically replace it and then recycle the part that broke. That's technology. I've learned that over the years working with computers. We don't fix computers anymore. We pretty much just take out parts, recycle the parts, and put parts back in, or just replace the computer with a new computer. So what can you do? Also in the news, I'm going to talk sports. I know how much you love sports. The Chargers are moving back to Los Angeles. You've probably heard this on the news. The people of San Diego are a little peeved. As you could probably imagine, they had a football team for like 50 years in San Diego. And I feel bad for San Diego because the Chargers could have stayed in San Diego. They wouldn't make as much money as they're going to make when they move to Los Angeles. They're going to be in the same stadium the Rams are in. So they're going to get a lot more revenue from the new stadium. It might make them a little more competitive in the NFL. Who knows there? But it comes down to how much the NFL has ingrained itself in American culture, how much money an NFL franchise brings to a city through fees, through taxes, things like that. What you don't realize is that the people who work for the stadium in San Diego, who don't necessarily work for the Chargers, but work for, I think it's called Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, whatever it's called. People are probably going to end up losing their jobs over this, because if there's no football team in the stadium anymore, the stadium doesn't need to employ that many people anymore. So there's some ancillary people that are going to lose their jobs because of all this. It's the unexpected stuff that probably hurts the most. I don't know if the Chargers are going to do any better in Los Angeles than they did in San Diego. Probably not. I do know that there was a chance to keep them in San Diego if they built them a new stadium, but the measure didn't pass. They had to vote on it, and it didn't pass. So there's a lot to do in San Diego anyway, though, so I don't know how much the people are going to care that the Chargers aren't there anymore. It's the way of the world. I don't think any of these franchises in LA are going to make it because they're not winners. They're not going to win for a while. You'll know if the NFL is full of shit. Okay? If all of a sudden, in the next year or two, when the new stadium opens up in Los Angeles, if suddenly the Rams or the Chargers make it and win the Super Bowl, keep your eyes out for this. The reason I say that, the year New Orleans got hit with Katrina, short time after that, the Saints won the Super Bowl. Think about it. The year Jerome Bettis retired from the Steelers won the Super Bowl. Think about it. Peyton Manning, his last run in Denver won the Super Bowl. Think about it. The only one that doesn't fit my conspiracy theory is the year the Patriots came back from Spygate and almost went undefeated, but then lost in the Super Bowl to the Giants. Take that for what it's worth. I'm just saying, a lot of teams tend to do better when they get a new stadium or when the culture around their team wants them to do better. The Ravens won their last Super Bowl when Ray Lewis retired. Think about it for a minute. I'm just saying. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying. Take it for what it's worth. That's Thursday. Still waiting to hear back from the companies that gave me job interviews. I'll let you know how that turns out. I'm not too enthusiastic at the moment. If they want me, they would come get me, I would think. I don't know. Maybe I'm being simplistic about it. But we'll see. That's my Thursday. Not much. Friday's going to be a mess. I might do a video Friday if I get back in town early enough. I got a lot of homework to do. A lot of math homework to do. I hate math. I'm probably going to work on that here when I get through this video and get ready to upload it. Yeah, but that's what's going on around here. You take it easy. Stay sexy, San Diego. Keep your head up, San Diego. You keep your head up. You don't need the Chargers. You're sexy enough as it is. You don't need the Chargers. You don't. You don't. Be good to your mothers. That's important. And as always, take care of yourself. Be well. And stay safe. I will talk to you again soon. Take care.